Your first memories are not of a clear, flowing stream, but a darker prison. You are suspended in darkness, a passenger in the belly of a metal beast, surrounded by the familiar yet stressful presence of your 10,000 siblings. Suddenly, the floor beneath you gives way. You are ejected into a terrifying, boundless emptiness, tumbling through a chaotic blur of blue sky and green earth. Then, you hit the water. The impact is a shockwave of cold that steals the air from your gills. Disoriented, you struggle to understand your new world. And as your eyes finally focus through the curtain of bubbles, you see it, a green and white predator, and your welcome party is a death sentence. There is no time to think, only to react. Diving deeper and weaving frantically through a field of submerged rocks, the giant predator attempts to follow, but you vanish into the maze of stone, completely out of his sight. The bass slows its pursuit, and then, having lost its target, simply turns and glides away in search of an easier meal. You have survived the fall from the sky. You have survived your first encounter in the wild. Welcome to the food chain. You've just started at the very bottom. You spend days hiding in the shadow of the rocks with the memory of the green monster. But a new feeling, more powerful than fear, begins to take over. A deep, gnawing hunger. The scheduled rain of brown, nutrient-rich pellets never comes. This world does not provide. It must be conquered. Driven by starvation, you venture out, but your brain, conditioned by a lifetime in a concrete tank, is broken. It doesn't recognize food. You see a small snail and swim past. Instead, you chase a brown, decaying piece of leaf as it drifts by, because its shape and color are the closest things to the pellets you were trained to eat. You try to swallow it, only to spit it out in disgust. Around you, the tragedy of your kind unfolds. You see your siblings. They are weak, confused, and slowly starving. They become easy targets. A heron plucks one from the shallows with no effort. They don't even have the energy to flee. This is the harsh reality of your manufactured existence. A massive percentage of hatchery-stocked trout die within the first few weeks, not from glorious battles, but from the simple, pathetic inability to understand what food is. Your time is running out. Desperate, a primal instinct finally overrides your broken conditioning. A mayfly hatches on the surface, struggling in the water's film. Your eyes, perfectly designed to spot movement from below, lock onto it. It's the first real food you've ever tasted. It's a revelation. You are a creature built to look up, to hunt the surface. As you begin to explore, you notice the details of your own body for the first time. The unique pattern of black spots scattered across your back, your personal fingerprint. You are a creature of intricate design, a beautiful survivor. But as you'll soon learn, in this lake, beauty is just another word for target. Months pass. You are no longer a frightened, starving fry, but a sleek, growing trout. You have mastered the art of sipping mayflies from the surface and ambushing nymphs in the current. And with this growth comes a new, driving instinct, the search for the perfect water. Your body craves the cold, the clean, the highly oxygenated water. It's a biological necessity. You explore the vast, intimidating lake until you find it. A deep, shaded cove where a cold, clear stream tumbles into the main body of water. This is it. For the first time since your violent birth, you feel a sense of peace. This is your paradise. But then, the seasons turn. Summer arrives with a vengeance, bringing a relentless, suffocating heat wave. The water temperature rises, and you learn a terrifying lesson in physics. Warmer water holds less oxygen. Every breath becomes a struggle. Your gills work overtime for a pittance of air. You can survive a monster. You can learn to hunt, but you cannot fight the water itself. You survive the heat wave by finding a tiny, deep spring bubbling up from the lake bed, a last pocket of cold in your shrinking world. But when the cool weather finally returns, you carry a new, heavy truth. Your life is not just threatened by what you can see. It is a constant, delicate balancing act, and your beautiful, fragile paradise can become a suffocating tomb at any moment. A year passes. You are a queen. Your home in the cold, deep cove is secure, and you have grown into a magnificent adult. The iridescent pink stripe along your sides, the very feature that gives your species its name, is now a brilliant, shimmering banner. This beauty, designed by nature to attract a mate, serves a new, unintended purpose. On a warm afternoon, a hatch begins. Mayflies erupt from the water's surface. It is a feast. As you confidently sip a real mayfly from the surface, Another lands just a few feet away. It is perfect. Delicate wings, a perfect silhouette, landing on the water with the gentle touch of a feather without a single ripple. You rise gracefully and sip it from the surface. And then, a searing, sharp steel hook sets firmly. The world turns to pure, panicked terror. You explode, launching your entire body into the air in a desperate acrobatic attempt to shake the searing fire from your mouth. You run, pulling against the relentless, invisible force, but it holds. This is not a predator you can outsmart or hide from. After an exhausting battle, you are pulled into a net. For a moment, you see the giant, the human, admiring you. The hook is removed, and you are released. You dart back to the deepest, darkest part of your pool, your mouth torn, your body flooded with a level of stress it was never meant to handle. The trauma of that first capture rewires your brain. Your paradise is no longer a sanctuary, it's a hunting ground, and you are the prey. This is a real documented phenomenon. After being caught and released, trout learn to associate certain lures, the faint glint of fishing line, or even the shadow of a boat, with extreme danger. They become what anglers call hook shy or educated and are significantly harder to deceive a second time. You are an educated fish. Your behavior changes completely. Now, you subsist mostly on nymphs and scuds, deep underwater where you feel safer. Every shadow that passes overhead sends you darting for the deepest part of your pool. Life is no longer about thriving, it is about not dying. You learn to see the matrix of the trap. You see a tiny, weighted nymph tumbling realistically along the bottom, but now your eyes also catch the almost invisible filament it's attached to. You see the brightly colored strike indicator floating unnaturally on the surface above it, a tiny Judas signaling the presence of the angler. You are a master of survival, a veteran of a war you never asked to join. You outsmart angler after angler, ignoring their most perfect presentations, refusing their most tempting offerings. You can never again feed with the simple, wild abandon of a fish. Every potential meal is now a potential hook. Years pass. You have survived everything. You survived the fall from the sky, the green monster from the depths, the starvation, the suffocating heat, and 1,000 deceptive lures from the world above. But the deadliest predator is not one you have learned to fear. One afternoon, a sleek, fluid shape slides into the water from the shore. It's a North American river otter. You see it, but doesn't register the true danger of a mammal that hunts underwater. This is a fatal miscalculation. The chase is short and hopeless. You are a powerful fish, a master of your element, but the otter is something else entirely. It is a torpedo of fur and muscle, an aquatic mammal built for this exact purpose. It is faster, more agile, and its pursuit is relentless. Your long, incredible story, the fall, the escape, the years of outsmarting a world designed to kill you, ends in a swift, brutal, and natural conclusion. Your last sensation is the crushing grip of powerful jaws. You have finally met a challenge that your intelligence and caution could not defeat. Nature, in the end, always has one more test. What creature do you think we should tackle next? Drop your suggestions in the comments below. And if you felt a little bit of sympathy for this freshwater monster, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe for more, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss our next deep dive. And if you really love what I'm creating and want to support the channel directly, consider buying me a coffee on Ko-Fi. The link is always in the description. Every bit of support helps me create more of these videos for you. Thanks for watching.